Before influencers, before fragrance halls, before shelves lined with endless choices, there was the bottle, the one that stood proudly on the dressing table, next to the brush, the lipstick, the compact mirror. These perfumes weren't niche, they weren't rare, they were everywhere, and yet unforgettable. These were the scents that defined mornings before work, evenings before dinner, and the quiet rituals in between. Today, we're counting down 10 unforgettable vintage perfumes that once ruled every dressing table. Stay until number 1, because that final fragrance wasn't just popular, it was iconic. Avon Tempo, Avon. We begin at number 10, bold and unmistakably of its time. A scent that defined an era. Sparkling aldehydes wrapped in soft florals and creamy woods, rich, bold, and unmistakably vintage. It had that vintage richness, the kind that lingered in a room long after you left. It announced itself with confidence, leaving no doubt it had arrived. For many women, Tempo was their signature through the late 70s and early 80s. It wasn't subtle, it was presence, and it earned its place on countless dressing tables. Just Call Me Maxi, Max Factor. At number 9, playful glamour in a glamorous era. Just Call Me Maxi captured the disco glow spirit of the 70s. Bright florals wrapped in a soft sweetness, fun, flirty, and confident. It felt like sequins under mirror balls and lipstick reapplied in powder rooms. A fragrance that sparkled as brightly as the dance floor, shimmering with every step. It trailed behind like laughter, echoing through neon-lit nights, soft in the midnight air. For a while, it was the scent of bold nights out. And then, like disco itself, it faded into memory. Inoui, Shiseido. Sliding into number 8, understated sophistication. Inoui was elegant and refined. Fresh florals and soft woods blended with a quiet intensity that felt modern for its time. It wasn't loud, it was composed. Its charm wasn't immediate, it revealed itself slowly, rewarding those who paused to notice. Every note felt deliberate, as if crafted for a woman who moved through life with poise. The kind of scent worn by women who valued grace over excess. And for years, it stood as a quiet luxury staple on many vanities. Avon Moonwind, Avon. Number 7, romantic and dreamlike. Moonwind was gentle and dreamy. Soft florals, delicate powder, and airy notes. Delicate, feminine, comforting. It felt like lace curtains swaying in summer air. Each hint of the fragrance seemed to float on its own, soft and inviting. A quiet elegance followed every movement, leaving a subtle, lingering charm. Affordable, accessible, and adored, Moonwind found its way into homes everywhere. It may not dominate shelves today, but its memory is still tender and sweet. Azuree, Estee Lauder. At number 6, sun-drenched elegance. Azuree was bold and warm. Citrus, herbs, patchouli. It felt like Mediterranean sunlight bottled. Sophisticated and slightly daring, it stood apart from powdery florals of the time. Each spritz carried a golden glow, lingering like sunlight on skin. It left a quiet trail of sophistication, impossible to ignore yet effortlessly elegant. Women who wore Azuree wore it with confidence and effortless elegance. And its presence on dressing tables marked a woman who wasn't afraid of death. Ô de Lancôme, Lancome. Halfway through, and here comes the splash of freshness. Ô de Lancôme was crisp, bright, invigorating. Citrus, green leaves, and soft florals danced in a sparkling, uplifting symphony. Each spritz seemed to carry a breeze of Mediterranean air, bright and alive. It wrapped around the wearer like sunlight catching on soft waves. It felt clean, almost sparkling. In an era dominated by heavier scents, Ô de Lancôme offered something lighter, and that freshness made it unforgettable. Madame Rochas. At number 4, timeless refinement. Madame Rochas was pure classic elegance. Aldehydes, white florals, soft woods, balanced, graceful, composed. It was the scent of tailored suits and pearls, polished but never overpowering. Each touch seemed to echo quiet sophistication, leaving a trail of understated luxury. Madame Rochas was more than a fragrance. It became a symbol of timeless elegance. For decades, it was a staple on sophisticated dressing tables. Private collection, Estee Lauder. Taking the number 3 spot, luxury made personal. Private collection was intimate and exclusive. Green notes layered with chrysanthemum and subtle spices, sophisticated, deep, and captivating. Every note felt curated, as if it had been made just for the wearer. It left a quiet, magnetic trail that lingered in memory long after it was worn. Created originally as a personal scent, it carried that aura of something special. Women who wore it often wore nothing else, making it their signature. It wasn't just perfume. It was identity. Van Cleef Arpels first. At number 2, opulence in crystal form. First was luminous and luxurious. Sparkling aldehydes, radiant florals, and warm amber, luminous, elegant, and timeless. It unfolded with grace, each note shimmering like sunlight on crystal. A subtle trail followed the wearer, hinting at glamour and grace long after they had gone. Its bottle looked like exquisite jewelry, catching the light and hinting at the luxury inside. This was a fragrance for women who loved refinement and glamour. And for years, it ruled dressing tables with quiet authority. Chamade, Guerlain. And finally, number 1, the heartbeat of vintage elegance. Chamade was romantic yet powerful. Hyacinth, rose and vanilla, rich, passionate, and utterly unforgettable. Each note seemed to pulse with quiet emotion, leaving a trail that lingered in memory. It wrapped around the wearer like a velvet embrace, both graceful and captivating. It didn't just sit on dressing tables, it commanded them. Women who wore Chamade weren't following trends, they were creating them. That's why it takes the crown, because Chamade wasn't simply a perfume. It was an era captured in a single, unforgettable scent. And there you have it, 10 unforgettable vintage perfumes that once ruled every dressing table. From the refreshing sparkle of Ô de Lancôme, to the refined elegance of Madame Rochas, to the timeless power of Chamade. These fragrances weren't just bottles. They were rituals, memories, identity. Which one do you remember seeing on a dressing table? Tell me in the comments. Let's bring these vintage icons back into the spotlight. And if you love exploring the perfumes that define generations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for the next nostalgic countdown. Because while bottles may disappear, true fragrance history never fades.